Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This is your side quest contact, and we're going to be doing part 16 of Let's Make an Adventure. We're now working through a second contact ally, developing the scenario that your players will go through when they deal with this contact. Now, to kind of recap where we're at here, we are working on our Hadozee Warlock, the the son of an adventuring Hadozee couple who led an exodus of Hadozee from their hostile homeworld to this world, and they have set up a settlement. And the son or daughter, this character, is the like kind of like the administrator, the manager, if you will, of the settlement. And we have a moderate-sized town worth of Hadozee out in the I'm thinking like a forest, probably not the same jungle section where our antagonist is, but in another area. And we'll talk about the map of this place. Once we get the story set up, we'll make the map around the story. So, with our Hadozee here, one thing we left off with is to come up with a name and come up with a gender. Now again, this is the first video you're watching. The way I assign gender to characters is pretty simple. It's just a way I do it. I like to keep it simple, but you as the dungeon master, the storyteller of your game, you get to do this however you want. The only rule is, are your players having a good time? The answer is yes, you're doing it right. So all the minutia behind how we assign things is totally up to you. I have a very simple method, and we're at the point right now where we could do a 50-50. Like an odd number is a male, an even number is a female. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a male Hadozee here, and let's come up with a name. Let's see. Now for a male Hadozee. Now, in the last video, we were referencing Ewoks from like Return of the Jedi and their village out on Endor, the world of Endor, the moon of Endor, and that's how I'm envisioning this town. High in the treetops, bridges, lifts, pulleys. They got the winged appendages. They can extend their arms and extend that wing flap so they can leap from tree to tree. I mean, they can't go up that way, but they can glide horizontal and down. They'll need to climb and use the lifts to get back up. But I'm seeing this flourishing society up in these treetops. So, what kind of name? I think let's go with let's try Kimchek. That sounds good, Kimchek. And we gotta make it look cool, right? So we'll do KYM, Kimchek. All right. We got any portraits in here? Let's see if we can find a portrait. Do you have any Hadozee portraits? Can't really see them. I wonder why they're all blacked out. These aren't. Okay, well, I guess we'll go with no portrait for now. That's fine. Okay. All right, so Kimchek, our first level, Hadozee Warlock, who's kind of like the prefect or administrator of a Hadozee settlement. Now, we have our enemy here of this Hadozee. And let's see, the Deathlock White, right? The opposing warlock who turned sides, and then was later then punished by the one that he turned to. So this is going to be like kind of the end point of the scenario, right? We're not gonna introduce this Deathlock White right at the beginning. So we have our players going to this town. Now, You could also choose to start the story in this town. Like this is the first place at the like, especially if you have an Hadozee character, because a player character, because then they have a home base, they have a home, and they have an interest in keeping that home protected. That will get them naturally into this storyline. But if there are no native Hadozee or player character Hadozee in your group, and you want to get them to this village, well, we got to give them a reason to come here. So let's think a bit here. Now, I want to go back and take a quick look at. Maybe I should spell properly, huh? Celebrities. Celebrity adventure sign. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so these are, yeah, the parents. Okay. And name dropping. You know a number of power people across the land, and some of them might even remember you. So we could have a situation where this particular contact ally, Kimchek, might know Frangruza, our bugbear back in the city, or possibly the other one we're going to develop, the GIF we're going to develop. And also we want to consider how does this scenario push the players towards our antagonist or guide the players towards the antagonist. You know, again, we're not looking to fight the antagonist at this point in the story. We're still at first level, so Were Tiger is probably going to wipe the party, especially if they don't have any silver weapons. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go into here, and let's go into our encounters. It kind of like what we did with Franguzas. We kind of made a couple rolls to determine some interesting encounters that can happen between the beginning and the end of that scenario. Remember, that's where we got the wasps and the what was the other one? The mud methods. All right, and let's make this down to three. We don't want to. Actually, no, we're going to go down to two because our we have a deathlock white. That's the three. So if we're leading up to that, we want to keep that down to one or two. Actually, let's go down to 1/8 and see if anything there could be interesting. Now, I think there's probably going to be 1,000 or so of these. So let's narrow our choices down. What kind of monster type can we look at? About a 5. One, two, three, four, five. Dragons? Yeah, no 1/8. No 1/8 challenge rating dragons. Okay. Yeah, let's do one more. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Plants. I mean, if they're going out into a wilderness area, this could be interesting. What's a gadabout? A medium plant unaligned. Oh, kind of looks like a fairy. What's this thing? Gentle, winged creatures that can be used as personal conveyances for short distance travel across airless voids of wild space. A gadabout wraps its branches around a humanoid creature, spreads its wings, butterfly wings, and allows its wearer to fly through space. Oh, so it's like a plant you attach to yourself and creates an air bubble and grows wings. Huh. Okay, but yeah, this is wild space spelljammer stuff. Let's go look at the other one. Twig blights. Yeah, twig blights. That'll be good for Yeah, because if we have a undead deathlock white in the area with a small horde of zombies at its beck and call, that might be kind of like corrupting the land in that area. So maybe these blights are starting to wake up because we have a corrupting presence. We have this undead presence in the land. So these blights are kind of popping up and causing some trouble. It's an awkward plant that resembles a woody shrub that can pull its roots free of the ground. Its branches twist together to form a humanoid-looking body. They can root in soil. They do not, which they do when living prey are scarce. Oh, so yeah, they need a they eat, they kill to eat. Are they intelligent? No, they're not intelligent. They're just plants who want to eat anything they can. Okay, so yeah, some blights. Now, how many? Let's go look at our back to our encounter, and let's look at our party. Let's say first level. You have four first level characters in the group, and blights. How high can we? How many blights can we surround them with? Okay, so once we get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 blights. According to this, 7 blights would be a deadly encounter for four first level characters. So let's not go 7. Let's say, hard. Yeah, let's keep it hard. Let's say there are 6 blights wandering about. The players are going to stumble into a grove or something where we have these blight figures hanging out, and this will probably be close to wherever the lair of our Deathlock White is. So let's put this in here. Okay. Near lair is a grove with 6 twig blights. Result from the corruption of the land by this undead presence. Okay, good. So that's one thing we can kind of throw at the players. Let's see if we can find something else, and then we'll kind of wrap that in a story. So let's go a little higher though. Let's go to 1/2, 1/4. Let's do 1/4. And again, I think we're going to have a lot of them. So let's narrow the options. Let's go to monster type. One is aberration, Darrow, Starspawn grew. Let's take a look at both of these. Darrow. From the subterranean realms, seeking places that are safe from the perils of the Underdark. Isn't everybody? Equal parts fearful and vicious, bands of these dwarven kin prey on those weaker than themselves. Darrow. Grandiose fantasies and rampant fanaticism have obscured Darrow's true origin, even among themselves. Most drows don't recognize Darrow as kin, but the legends that Darrow tell about their people and story that Durgar believes share a grain of truth. Maybe, maybe not really. It's not really hitting me. Let's go look at Starspawn grew. Wow, that's a lovely thing. Aberration. Wait a minute, so Darrows are considered aberrations? Okay. Fanged and lipless. Ew, gross. The ever grinning, eerily staring Gru loops about on spindly legs and long arms. Their constant chittering and shrieking produce discordant psychic energy. They're a type of star spawn. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing that in this story. I don't see how this fits in our story. So let's go take another roll. I think there's only 14 of them, so we're going to ignore that. Yep, ignore that. There we go. Let's do a beast. Beast could work. Going out in the jungle or the forest and such. Beast. Oh yeah, we got a nice collection of stuff we can put out here. A lot of 1/4 raining beasts. So for out in the jungle, let's say what have we already encountered so far? We've that are natural, like we found those wasps, right? Or the players will find those wasps out when they're when they're helping Fringruza out. I think the other one was mud methods. I don't think we've had any other animal type encounters. So foresty types, thinking boars, boars, constrictor snakes. Yeah, and we're looking for something that might be aggressive against the players. We already got some insects, so we'll bypass centipedes. Frogs, no. Lizards, no. Snakes could be out there. Ooh, panther. Panther could work. Like a group of panthers. Because you need more than one. Or a wolf. Let's take a look at panther. Keen smell and pounce. They don't have the pack tactics of wolf, which makes sense. And how many of these could our players deal with? Let's clear out these twig blights. All right, panther. 3 is hard, 4 is deadly. Now, take a look at wolf. Wolves are pretty traditional, right? Traditional D&D monsters. And I like that pack tactics, though. I like having that against the players. So so they got 11 hit points. Panthers got 13. Armor class 12. So they're kind of... All right, well, they got pounce. They don't have pack tactics, but they got pounce. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. We got a little trio of panthers prowling this area. Players are going to be crossing their paths and going to be possibly stalked by them. And what we say, was it 3? Yeah, 3. Okay. Now this isn't necessarily connected to our Deathlock White, but so we can just kind of have this separate. Call it a pride of panthers. Is that the proper? It's not a pack. I think it's a pride. Okay, pride of panthers. All right, 3 panthers stalking the wilderness, find the players as a potential meal. And yeah, these are not things they're going to fight to the death, right? As soon as one of them takes some significant damage, it might just decide never mind and run away. Then the other two might decide, all right, yeah, never mind and run away. Because natural hunters, they want the advantage, and if they don't feel like they can handle their target, of course, it depends on how desperate and hungry they are. The more desperate and hungry you are, the more fearsome of a target you're willing to take on to eat. But I don't think they're not in a starving situation. If these fighters or these player characters are able to fight back and do some damage, they're likely to say, "Oop, all right, see ya." You never know. You might have a druid in the group who may try to take control of one and make it a pet. They love doing that, and that's cool too, right? Let them. If they make the rolls and everything works out, yeah, let them have a panther hanging around. Okay. Now we have some good encounters for this scenario, and of course, as players are moving about, you can throw in random encounters as you'd like. And so now we got to think about how all this connects story wise, like a sequence of events. Because in that the end of that event is the attack. The last piece of that is the attack by the Deathlock White and its zombies. And the beginning events need to kind of start cluing the players into that, like maybe some people disappearing, and then later they show up as zombies when the Deathlock White attacks. Some people are disappearing. Players go out to investigate. They run into they run into twigs, twig blights. They run into panthers, and maybe they find something. Maybe they find where that lair is. And of course, if the players try to attack this lair right off the bat, they probably will have to withdraw because we got 12 zombies and the Deathlock White. And yes, if it's daytime, that Deathlock White will be at disadvantage if it's in the sunlight. But I think it's probably set itself up so it has an area where it can act in cover of the sunlight. Not a lot, like its movement is going to be restricted, but it will be able to do some stuff. Players will say, "Oh wow, look at that horrible monster. Let's go back to the village and try to get help, or try to sound the alarm, or whatever it is they're going to do." So we'll piece together those pieces of the sequence of events leading up to that next time. And for now, though, I hope everyone has a great day. Weekend's coming. I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Take care.